Hi there, and welcome to our presentation. We're from Partners in Code, and we're the founders of Reloved. We'll start off by introducing the members of Partners in Code. My name is Luna. I'm a digital artist. I studied languages and anthropology in university. Along the road, I switched from human languages to computer languages, and it has been an amazing, creative, and inspirational journey.
My name is Sandra and I have a background in law. However, my first step into tech industry was at university. I was accepted onto an extracurricular coding course, which led me to apply to this bootcamp, and it has been a transformational journey ever since.
Hi, my name is Diego, and before joining the School of Code, I was a professional chef. Now, I'm pursuing a career in tech as I've always been interested in creating and building new stuff, and I believe that by learning how to code, the opportunities are limitless.
Hi, my name's Nero, and I've got a background in aerospace engineering. A little later on down the line, I decided I wanted a career change in tech, so I joined the School of Code, and it's been a life-changing experience ever since.
Hi, I'm Alex. Previously, I graduated in marketing and business management with a first and worked my way up to senior management at Aldi. However, I began to realise that I needed to be in a fast-paced environment where the learning would never end. I soon found a life in tech would provide all of this and so much more, so I joined the School of Code to begin an exciting new journey.
Hi, my name is Max Moller. My background is mechanical and electrical engineering, mainly in the motorcycle industry. But after 15 years, I realized that my drive to learn and problem solve was not being fulfilled. As a result, I then jumped headfirst into this amazing opportunity of becoming a developer. It's time to drop the wrench and pick up the keyboard.
What is the problem we decided to solve? We live in a throwaway society, which adds a great deal of burden to the environment. Additionally, the current situation worldwide is leaving a lot of people in need of help, even for the most basic things like clothing. Every second, one truck full of textiles is being trashed. Just to produce one pair of jeans, 1,800 gallons of water is needed. In the UK, less than 10% of everyday plastic is actually being recycled. Also, in April, energy bills are set to rise by over 50% in the UK. In light of this, we decided to create an app that aids sustainability and helps local communities and people in need in the UK. Reloved is a platform where our users can share, exchange and give away items they no longer use or enjoy free items given away by others. Our app helps to reuse items without adding to the landfills, thus reducing carbon footprint. And now, I'll pass this on to Sandra.
Welcome to Reloved's homepage. We decided to keep this page minimalistic so that the user can see key action buttons easily and clearly. There is a give button that allows the user to give away the items they no longer use. Here, we have a browse button, where the user can see all the items that were posted by the other users. Over here, we have authentication buttons that allow the user to create an account or log into an existing account. And here we have a navigation bar with some pages set up, but we will get into them in more detail in a couple of minutes. Let's click on the Browse button, which will redirect us to the Browse page. Here, we see all the items that have been posted by other users so far. On each item, the user can see product name and its location. The user can also give items away from this page by clicking on Add button. However, this feature is only available to users that have an account. If they try to add an item, they will be redirected to the authentication page where they will be prompted to input their account credentials. Similarly, if the user clicks on the item to see further information, they will be asked to sign up or log into their account. So let's do that now. Let's suppose that the user already has an account. They will click on the Login button and input their information. The Logout button will indicate that the user has successfully logged in. Now, if they click on the Add button, the modal pops up where they can add an image from their Dropbox and fill in necessary details, such as the product name and contact information for the other Reloved users to see. Once the user clicks on the Add Item button, the item appears at the top on the Browse page. Additionally, as they have already logged in, if the user clicks on an item, they will be able to see further product information, such as product description or contact details to get in touch if they're interested in a particular item. Now would be a good time to go back to our navigation bar that I have mentioned earlier. From here, the user is able to go back to Homepage and Browse page. They are also able to see Reloved's community guidelines on the kind of behavior we encourage. as well as further resources on how to stay sustainable and environmentally friendly by visiting our sustainability page. Here, the user can find out more about us and the problem we are trying to solve. Contact us individually if they wish to do so. The user is also able to go back to homepage by simply clicking on our logo. Thank you so much for your attention. I'll now pass on to Diego.
Thank you, Sandra. In order for our application to be responsive to different screen sizes, we implemented CSS grid layout, along with UI libraries such as Chakra that provided us with responsive components. For the ideation stage, at this point we began brainstorming our ideas as a team, and then moving on to applying Disney creative strategy that involved the dreamer, the realistic, and the critic stages. All these to guide us into making the best decision on the idea for our app. During the early days of our project, we created user personas and user stories. These to guide us into what features our app should include, also what part of the problem they aim to solve, and finally, help us in our design phase to develop a great user experience. We use Figma to design and create our high-fidelity wireframe. The app flow was designed based on the sequence of actions that users would perform to access different parts of our application, focusing that the user's journey fulfills the user's needs. Displayed on the screen is an overview of the technologies we use to build our project. We use Trello for our sprints and Figma to design our wireframes. For our backend, we use Postgres for our database and we deploy it using Heroku. We use Node and Express to set up our API, and for our frontend, we use CSS, React, and Chakra UI. All these in order to keep the components consistent throughout the app. Why did we use these particular frameworks and libraries? Well, we decided to cement the knowledge we acquired during the course, and also to explore further the tools we were exposed to. As a result, it allowed all of us to reach a similar understanding of our tech stack during these 4 weeks working together. Here we can see a visual representation of the first version of our application, but by implementing continuous development, we were able to deliver and have a visual and functional representation of our application. Thank you. Now I'll pass it on to Niro.
Thank you, Diego. In the next few slides, I'll be going into more detail about how we went about our team structure and guidelines. So here on the screen, you can see the manifesto our team created at the very start of this project, which we followed throughout our entire 4 weeks. The idea behind this manifesto was to have it as something to refer to when we felt like there's been a bit of, let's say, turbulence in our group, or there were things that members had disagreements on. So we refer back to this manifesto so we can ground ourselves and proceed accordingly. So what you can see on this slide here is our weekly work structure that we had set up to follow. So each day we had 2 sprints as our tickets were created in small chunks to prevent overworking. We also had daily 15-minute retrospectives, and on Fridays we set aside an hour at the end of the day for the retro. This allowed us to discuss how our week went and also have a clear view for the following week. Coming back to what I was saying about our Friday retros, as you can see on this slide, we created a 4Ls board on metroretro.io where we openly discussed and expressed all the things we liked, learned, lacked, and longed for throughout the entire week. We then focused on the 2 lacked and longed for section, where we talked about what action we were going to actively take in order to increase the team's morale and also to improve in areas for the weeks ahead. We used Kanban in order to organize our agile system so that we could work and deliver these tasks as efficiently as possible. We also added priorities and card sizes based on the complexity of the task at hand. Now, as you can see from our Trello board here, on the left-hand side, we have a column for user stories so that we as a team have a visual cue of the end goal. I'll now be passing it on to Max, who will talk further about our team structure and guidelines.
Thank you, Niro. I will now go over a couple of slides explaining how we resolve conflicts and how we stay close as a team. We used a range of methods in order to cope and solve disagreements. We voting on important decisions, and if it came to an even split, we voting on these winning decisions again, such as when we picked our logo. For trivial decisions and inconclusive points of view, we used a randomizer. We also agreed on a safety word that was only to be used if a conversation got out of control. If the safety term was called, the whole team will stop the discussion immediately, driving the team back to a neutral point, such as when we emphasized to merge conflicts on a Friday afternoon instead of starting our weekly retro. We also pushed for the team to be self-driven meaning no project manager was needed. However, we did rotate Scrum Master roles in order for the whole team to gain experience in that field. If we settled on an idea, we all push forward as a whole and back the decision without reservations. Remote but together. As emphasized in the last slide, we knew that feeling like part of a team and having a positive attitude was of uttermost importance. Working in a team with 5 strangers was never going to be easy. However, we took on that challenge by learning the way we all work best together and by making sure our communication was clear, consistent, honest, and selfless. During pair programming, we carry each other through roadblocks by following a no blame, no team member left behind approach. If one of us needed help, we all helped. We also split up in groups of 3, depending on the importance of the task, and we used Kanban tickets in order to keep everyone updated on what each sub-team was working on. We used Slack to message each other professionally and socially. We tackled each day with an open mind, understanding that the team came first, no team member left behind. Addressing each other with respect and selflessness. That allowed us to work together efficiently and learn from each other. I will now pass this on to Alex.
Thank you, Max. During this 4-week project, we utilised the tools and techniques previously mentioned, like Agile and Kanban boards, to replicate a working environment in tech to prepare ourselves better for the industry. In our final Friday retro, we discussed the key lessons we took from this experience as a team. The one theme that kept coming up in this discussion was communication. This project allowed us to experience how to be better team members and how to build a trusting and comfortable environment for everybody to thrive in, even remotely. We did this by being honest and open with each other during our feedback sessions and communicated quickly if any issues happened to arise. We also created that no-blame culture that was previously mentioned. Once a decision had been made or voted on, we all bought into that idea 100% and worked together. And now, what does the future hold for Reloved? We plan to continue working on the application, and future releases will see many key features added. During the next week, we plan to implement Cypress end-to-end testing to add to the unit testing that we already currently have in place. Then within another 3 weeks, we plan to achieve our next MVP. This will include user profile pages, our users having the ability to rate and follow each other, the implementation of a search bar, and the ability to filter all items by category. We will also add in-app messaging to support the exchanging of products and further secure users' data, as they won't have to give out their email or phone number if they do not wish to. We are partners in code, and we hope you have enjoyed our talk about Reloved. Thank you for your time.